Hello, assalamu alaikum everybody. Hope you're all safe, sound, and healthy. And I'm back because there is another ridiculous, absolutely pathetic, absolutely treasonous situation that has just arisen, and that is look at our federal minister. I mean, if you know that right from the start, I've been saying that whether you like it or not, we are in an undeclared dictatorship, and it's undeclared simply because Pakistan has been sold out to the US, and the US plans on making Pakistan like a colony of its. And for those of you who had doubts, well, I think I can just rest my case right here simply by informing you that the Federal Minister of Religious Affairs of Pakistan has announced that from next year onwards, all those who wish to go for hajj will need to pay in US dollars and not in Pak rupees. Why, pray tell? Because Pakistan will no longer be called Pakistan, a free and sovereign state. In fact, it will soon be called Pakistan, the colony of the US. Welcome. Well, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. But here's one thing then. Since we are going to be obliged to pay in US dollars, then you might as well just change Pak rupee into US dollars. Maybe you should announce that Pakistan's official currency is now the USD, and I think you should start paying us in US dollars as well. Yeah, how about that? Yeah, start paying us in US dollars and we'll pay you in US dollars too. You mofos. I mean, what the frack do you think we are? I mean, and what the frack do you think you are? I mean, how dare you stand in Pakistan as the federal minister of Pakistan, and you're telling the people of Pakistan that they should pay while in Pakistan in US dollars for Hajj? Why? Why? I mean, this is the most, and by the way, in case you don't know, Islamically, this is illegal and it's haram. In Islam, you cannot make somebody pay anything that will result in interest, and that is why interest based loans are haram, and that is why riba is haram, and interest based accounts and profits that the banks generate as well these are also haram. And again, when you buy a car on lease and you are forced to pay back with interest, that is also haram. So I don't know how they suddenly legitimized all of this haram stuff, but yeah, now here's another level that you're actually going to mess with hajj, the most sacred. As I told you, this government has no respect for any of the sanctity of religious sacred moments or months. I mean, they had no sanctity they had no respect for the sanctity of Ramzan when they kept on bitching and whining and using coarse and vulgar language and initiating violence against Imran Khan and the people of Pakistan. Similarly, they did not care about Eid when they kept on moaning about their own agenda. They did not care about Hajj even before. I mean, they've been ripping us off left, right, and center. And when Imran Khan tried to, remove all these third parties from within and, just centralize the whole Hajj system so that people should be ripped off, then these are the same people who, because they're behind the whole mafia, they went against him. They put the whole agents mafia against him. And now here we are. Now they expect us to pay. You know what? You officially declare, it's time, just officially declare that Pakistan is no longer a sovereign state. Officially, I mean, have the guts already. Have the guts to officially declare that Pakistan has been sold out and is now a part of the US. And then you better give us US passports. You better start paying us in US dollars. And then we're going to freaking pay you in US dollars for anything and everything you ask. Mofos. You know what? I've always said that this country is basically steeped in beghairti. Our people are beghairat. They have no sense of self-respect, of dignity. They don't know what what living a life of principles is, they don't know what discipline is, they don't know what honesty is, they don't know what shame is, they don't have a conscience. And they think that, other people should understand. Other people should just understand and let everything go. I mean, what do you expect from a country like that? Obviously, Pakistan would have reached this stage in any case because of the people, because our own people are steeped in corruption and dishonesty and shamelessness. I mean, what do you expect from a nation of people where parents are alive, but they know how to give birth, they want to make all the decisions themselves, but they don't want to take responsibility? This is the kind of people we have in our country. Everybody wants that they should make all the decisions in their life, but somebody else should pay for those decisions, that they should use other people's money to finance their schemes, they should use other people's lives to make their lives better. I mean, as I said, parents are alive, and yet their children are being taken care of by not even the paternal family, not even the paternal grandparents, but the maternal side of the family. And those children grow up thinking that they have the right to inherit everything from their maternal family. I mean, what do you expect from a country like this, where parents do not even have this sense of shame, a responsibility that they should take care of their own children? If you know how to get married, and if you know how to get divorced, and if you know how to give birth to children, you should damn well know how to take care of them. Why do you keep on throwing your burdens on other people? And not even on people who actually should be burdened, but on people who actually Islamically and in any other ethical way or moral way, they are not at all responsible for taking care of your burdens. And still, in our country where we teach boys to eschew their responsibility, and we teach and we expect the girls and the girls' family to take care of what actually should be the burdens and responsibilities of the boy and his family. In a nation where this kind of culture exists, what do you expect? I mean, this is why we call it a begharat nation. I mean, this is why we call it a shameless and undignified nation. Because in a nation like this, where even in the most simple aspects of life, which is family, they don't even know how to balance family, and they don't know how to balance responsibility, and all the burden is thrown on the maternal families, and children are being brought up by their maternal grandparents and their maternal aunts and uncles, and then those children actually think that they own everything when they grow up. I mean, instead, and those children you will never see them going to their fathers or their mothers to ask for their inheritance. You will always see those children growing up stealing, robbing, just taking everything away from those very people who left their lives, who sacrificed their lives, who sacrificed their personal, social lives, their professional lives, their own personal happiness, their futures, even maybe their ambitions, their dreams, their day-to-day, their everyday lives, just to take care of those brats. When you live in a country that is steeped in such practices, then what do you expect? Pakistan, as I always said, never had a future, because I have seen these practices thriving in this culture. I have seen this godforsaken country in its godforsaken glory of mess, of shit. And I've seen it for so long now that to me it's a miracle that it has lasted this long before the impending doom. Because to me, this country should have ceased to exist a very long time ago. Because this is a dead nation, this is a shameless nation, this is a nation where people are always looking for others to take care of their shit. Even now, as I said, people are just looking to him. Why? Did Imran Khan place a tender? Did he win the contract? I mean, what? Did he sign a contract saying that he has taken over, the whole revamping of this nation? It's a great favor of his that he's working so hard for this country. But the truth is, you have no right to have any expectations from him. You need to change the country yourself. And how? Change yourselves, which you will never do. So it doesn't matter if 10,000 Imran Khans come and go your way, this country will still never survive. Why? Because this country, this nation itself is steeped in such a parasitic, such shitty sort of corruption. This country is so steeped in shit that it cannot get out. It's as simple as that. If in such little things, such as not even knowing the difference between right and wrong, and you are not even knowing about your basic rights and basic responsibilities and burdens, and how to have an honest commitment with somebody, and how to be honest as a dealer or as a trader or as a businessman, you people are selling substandard objects to your customers, but you want them to pay as much as they would pay for a good quality product in any other country. You people are, always looking for different ways to pull somebody down, to drag somebody down. You're always looking for ways on how to steal something that belongs to somebody else. You're always coveting what belongs to others. I mean, these are high sins. They're not just crimes, these are unforgivable sins. And if a country that is steeped in all the sins of all the different nations in the past, there is not a single criminal act or sin that you will find that this country doesn't have. I mean, in the past, if you look at it, every nation was known for a particular sin or a particular crime that they committed in the past. If you read the Bible, or if you read the Quran, or if you read the Torah, you would know that every nation had this particular trait that led to their destruction. But kudos to Pakistan that this is one country that has all those destructive traits of all those past nations concentrated within. There's not a single one of those traits that you could say Pakistan doesn't have. What do you expect from such a country? I, for one, have no expectations. My biggest complaint in life has been that I was never born here, but I was brought here by my parents. I was forced to live here. And then when I finally got out, I got back out. Again, I was dragged back down. Then again, I got out. Then again, I was dragged back to this godforsaken shithole. And every single time I made a prediction about this country, and every single prediction of mine has come true. And none of them are good. The latest being what is happening today. Where Pakistan is sold out, but the people are still, sitting and waiting and hoping, expecting somebody else to come and clean their shit. What did you do to the last person who did that? What are you doing to the last person who did that? What are you doing to Imran Khan? You honestly think that anybody in his sane mind would want to come and clean up your shit for you again? Yeah, sorry. I realized that 20 years ago that this country was not a country worth wasting one's time for. Because the people of this country are not people who would strive for good. They always want to put their burdens and their responsibilities on others, but they want to live in the lap of luxury at the expense of others. This is not a dignified nation. Our leaders are true representatives of this country. Our leaders reflect the people of this country in so many ways, from their greed to the way they take credit of other people's hard work, to the way they lie blatantly to one's face, to the way they just steal and plunder and loot so openly, to the way they're shameless and lack conscience. This is not a dignified nation. Why? Because a dignified nation can never exist like this. A dignified nation would never let itself reach this point. And an undignified nation such as ours should never exist. And that is why it doesn't. In the true sense of the word, it really doesn't exist. Not anymore, not for a long time. And since there's just no more to say, because really, as I said, I long realized that this country has no future as long as the people remain the way they are. And from the way it looks, I think people are just not going to change. It was a very short period of, of surprise, of a pleasant surprise of those 3 years when people were awake and all, but yeah, they just died back then again. They've just gone and died again. So I really have nothing further to say. I mean, every single act of every single minister of this illegal government just proves, it just reflects the state of mind of people in this country. Because, I mean, how else can people allow all this to happen, really? I have nothing more to say. This is me signing out. Khuda Hafiz.